All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? So here's another mystery one. This is the mystery Les Paul uh, wannabe. So I'm not really sure. I don't even know what brand this was. This is something that my cousin sent to me as a repair project. Um, and I took it on. I've been holding on to it I've had it for a few years now, but this guitar is actually pretty old. Um, from the looks of it, from what I can tell from the pots and things like that inside, this guitar has got to be, you know, 80s, something like that, vintage. Um, it's a no-name guitar. It's an Asian, excuse me, it's an Asian guitar of some kind. I replaced this three-way toggle up here, so it was an Asian, looks like Chinese branded, Chinese or Korean. I gotta take a look at it again. But the pots are alpha pots. Um, they're minis, but I kept the original pots in the guitar. Well, let me go back to the guitar. So anyway, so the guitar. My cousin sent me the guitar a couple of years back, and as a repair project, the guitar was the body wasn't. It's a little scuffed up and a little beat up, so it's nice and relict, but the neck was busted up pretty good, and I glued it back together. Somebody had cranked down the truss rod so far that they separated the fretboard from the actual headstock. Anyway, so I was able to clamp it down, re-glue it, type onto the rescue, of course, right? And I had a spare nut laying around, so it happened to be like a Les Paul style nut, so I threw that in there, and I shimmed it a little bit, and it sort of kind of played okay. It was not great, so I was able to sort of kind of get it intonated in the ballpark and had some fun with it. But the neck was destroyed. The neck had to go. So, fast forward, here we are a couple of years later, and I considered getting rid of the guitar because I didn't know what the heck to do with it because I've never really worked on Les Paul style guitars before and that kind of thing. It wasn't really my thing, but I like the sound. I never really liked the shape, but I've always been a Strat player. But that being said, I decided to not only keep the guitar, but I decided to kind of turn it into a project to see if I could get it back up and running and, you know, do something with it. So anyway, so fast forward, here we are a couple of years later, and this is maybe not its final form, but close to it. I've not only been able to get it back together, but she plays really good now. So here's what I did to it. So the body was good. The pickups were these really weird knockoffs. They weren't really pickups. They had instead of the humbuckers having like two bobbins, kind of wired and opposing each other to cancel the hum, to make an actual humbucker. These they were covered pickups with one bobbin, and it was a bobbin, single bobbin of wire inside. It really didn't have a lot of wire to it, so it was basically an electromagnet. But so the principle was there, but it was not a real pickup, and it was hiding under a chrome cover. So both pickups were microphonic already because they were so old and the wax had dried out, so they had to go. So, but here's what went on the guitar, and here's what I kept. So I got rid of the pickups. I got rid of the three-way switch. Well, I only replaced that because I wanted to swap out the switch tip, and the tip that I had didn't fit the Asian switch that was in here. But anyway, I replaced this with a Music Lily three-way toggle, and it's fantastic. So I replaced the toggle. I got a new black disc. Obviously, I've migged it up. My guitar friends understand that reference, but I love the black with the tortoiseshell look. I replaced the knobs. I kept the original electronics. I did a little bit of rewiring in there to kind of clean it up, and I also noticed that somebody had messed around with the wiring and one of the tone pots didn't work. Um, I did replace the pickups. Um, I'll leave that to the end because that's sort of the secret sauce um, behind the guitar, in addition to the body. But the neck I got from that Asian company, Kamise. Kamise. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it's Kmise. Um, and they're, I got it on Amazon for like $45, $50. It wasn't an expensive neck. But the neck came really nice and bound. The frets are really nice. That surprised me for the for the price. The quality is really good for a replacement neck, kind of a project neck. The frets are really good. It's a rosewood fretboard, maple neck. It has binding around the fretboard, medium jumbo frets. It has a plastic nut. Initially I was gonna get rid of the nut. So the nut was it's a plastic nut and it kind of sucked, but after I kind of tweaked it and I tweaked the slots a little bit. It seems to, not only did the guitar intonate really well, but it stays in tune, and I decided to just kind of keep it in there for now. So it's working out really well. I wish the binding was all the way around the headstock like the original neck, but it's not. No big deal, not a deal breaker. The tuners, another Asian branded tuners, nothing expensive. I wanted to put the least amount of money in the guitar to see if not only I could get it playable, but how good a job, could I do with the limited budget. Not that I didn't have the money, but I was thinking along the lines of like, well, the guitar's old, it's old, it's busted up, it's not really a known brand. It was unbranded. It looked like a Les Paul copy. The original headstock has sort of a fake Gibson-ish type inlays or logos up there, but an unbranded guitar. I looked at the guitar. I believe it's a plywood body, really heavy. So I got the neck. I had to rework the pocket. I did it by hand, nice and slow and carefully, and I was able to because the neck profiles were different. This was squarish at the heel, and the old the old neck was rounded off. So I basically had to square off the neck pocket, and I did it all with hand files and very carefully and sandpaper. It took most of the day, and I took my time with it. And the neck actually was, I got the neck to fit and to sit where it should, spacing wise and intonation wise. So the neck, the guitar intonated very well. So again, I was very surprised. That the quality of the neck for $50 is actually pretty good. It plays really nicely. No sharp fret ends. The binding is really nice. I think maybe in the future I may want to relic that a little bit so I could have it match the body. But anyway, so plywood body, maple neck, rosewood fretboard. I got some Asian branded tuners. I kept the plastic nut in there. I replaced the toggle. Got some new knobs for it. I kept the original electronics, and I fixed the wiring issues so the volumes and the tones work correctly. New pick guard, which I had to, of course, when you buy these pick guards, even if you buy an Epiphone pick guard, these things never fit. So I took the original pick guard that I had, and I was able to trace it onto this one, and again, hand files and sandpaper, and I took my time with it, and it actually fits really nice. I like the way it came out. I kept the original bridge, the original trapeze. I'm sorry, the original stop tail piece, the original bridge. There's nothing special going on back here. See, it's all scuffed up and beat up. It's seen better days, but this was a labor of love, so it is definitely getting the love it deserves. I kept the bridge, the heel, neck plate. That's the original, and the white original covers. Nobody ever sees that, so I don't really care until now. Now back to the body and the pickups. So the body's pretty heavy. It's pretty resonant, considering. Whoops. Let me see if I can turn off this sound here. Here we go. Just turn everything down so you can. I mean, it's loud. That's a loud guitar. So anyway, so for a Les Paul copy, okay, a counterfeit Les Paul, obviously, right? It resonates really good. So I had a feeling that if I put some love into it, you know, a little TLC into it, the guitar was actually going to play and sound really, really good. So I took my time with it. I've had it for so long, and I kind of just tweaked at it and got it going. So plywood body. Now I think the guitar was worth a good pickup in the bridge position. So I had several options. A couple of the guys were kind enough. My buddies on the guitar websites, I'm sorry, the guitar pages on Facebook, these pages that I belong to, were kind enough to send me a bunch of pickups in the past. I had a couple of pickups laying around. So I had an Epiphone pickup, I had an Ibanez pickup, I had a bunch of different pickups to choose from. Now I did have a Seymour Duncan 59 that I didn't have it on a guitar at the moment, and the Epiphone pickup sounded really good in there. I tried a Music Lily pickup in there. That sounded really, really good. I put a Music Lily pickup in the neck position. That sounded really good. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, the Epiphone pickup sounded really good. So when I dropped in the Seymour Duncan, the 59, I think it was made for this guitar, so I kept it in there because it's definitely smoking in this guitar. It's not overly, you know, it's not an overly gainy pickup, and it doesn't compress, so you can really get the natural character of the guitar will shine through right through the pickup. Yeah, so the neck position. This is another one of my little secret recipes. So this is a Wilkinson pickup. And I put a Music Lily pickup in here first that I swapped the magnet to Alnico 3, and that pickup was smoking in this guitar, really, really good. But I couldn't decide. So this is a Wilkinson pickup, and I magnet swapped this one as well, and this has an Alnico 2 magnet in it. So I couldn't decide between the 2 and the 3. But I'd like the 2, Alnico 2 a little bit better, so I kept that in there. So these are not rewinds. These are magnet swapped pickups. So I believe the Music Lilies were ceramic, and I put Alnico 3 in that and Alnico 4. I had a pair. And then the Wilkinsons were Alnico 5. So one, I kept Alnico 5, and then the neck pickup I switched to Alnico 2. So let me take you through some sound samples and you can check that out. So anyway, so this is basically just kind of to make a point that you don't have to spend a lot of money on a guitar. You know, if you have something just laying around that you know, if you put some decent parts on it, you know, something that you can get properly tuned and intonated, and you know, have things sit where they should sit, and if you put a little work into it, you can get almost anything, make it almost anything playable. I've done it to a bunch of inexpensive guitars already, and yeah, I mean you can too. So here goes. So here's the bridge. Here's the 59 bridge position. I'm running into my Helix. That's coming out direct into my interface, and that's what you guys are going to hear. I've got some reverb on there. I've got a little pitch vibrato. It's almost like I have it set up as like a chorusing, a micro pitching type of effect, so it's giving me a little more depth in the field. And then I've got the a multi-head an Echoplex type of delay, very light. See, barely anything there, but now if this guitar was sitting behind some sort of curtain or something, right? You wouldn't be able to tell if this was a cheapo guitar or an expensive guitar, right? She sounds decent. So, um, so when you sit with a guitar, you want the guitar to be resonant, really loud. When you play it unplugged, kind of give you a good idea of how good the guitar is going to sound when you plug it in. In this case, I was right. That's the bridge, right? Here's the middle position. So remember I told you I had to fix the wiring because somebody had messed with the wiring and they couldn't get it right. So one of the tone pots didn't work, and there was a weird phasing issue going on. So I'm not sure if it was with the pickups or with the wiring, but either way, I fixed the wiring and I fixed the phasing issue in the middle position. The middle position, I had a weird kind of half cocked wah kind of effect, and now it doesn't do that again. It doesn't do that anymore. So just for those that don't know, right? So if you ever have a phasing issue, right? If you got two humbuckers, right, on a Les Paul style guitar, I'm just going to speak specifically about this type of guitar, or a guitar with two humbuckers and two conductor pickups, right? This will work with any pickup, but let's say my specific issue, right? So I got the bridge position humbucker, right? And that sounds really, really good. Right, neck. Right, and then when I switched to the middle position, I had that weird, it didn't sound. It didn't sound full like that. It sounded like a half cocked wah, like I said, like a real kind of. Now, honestly, that mid-rangey, almost like an old a lo-fi radio, that kind of tone was actually kind of cool, right? But I didn't want that all the time. I actually wanted, to be able to get that humbucker, that middle position, to sound normal, right? So anyway, to fix that phasing issue, all you got to do, right, is you take one of the pickups and you just reverse the ground in the hot wire. All right. So in other words, like in this, this Wilkinson, I ended up swapping the Wilkinson humbuckers wires, right? So I think it has a yellow hot and the black is ground, right? Oh, I'm sorry, the bear is ground. So I swapped the bear with the the hot with the ground wire. So that's basically, you're flipping that around, so it's canceling out that phasing issue, all right? And the pickups in that center position against each other will be in phase. So you're no longer going to get that weird kind of cocked wah effect. And if you like that, that's fine. Leave it like that too. But so I've had it happen to me twice, and it's a really easy fix. Like a 30-second solder job, and just flip the two wires in any of the pickups. It doesn't matter which one you do. But in this case, I think this one's a 4-conductor, so I just did it to this one, to the neck one. Okay, so anyway, all right, so that was the bridge. Let's go back to these pickups, right? So that's bridge, is middle. Here's neck. Now, what I like about the Alnico 2 is it's not high output. Right? So it's like real articulate. Even though, like, right, obviously the 59 it's a higher output pickup than what I've done to the neck, right? As the bridge. Here's the neck. So, I guess, I don't know, the best way I can describe it is that the neck position is warmer, like an Alnico 2 in the neck is warmer and more open sounding than an Alnico 5 in that position. I think to me an Alnico 5 in this position depends what type of pickup, but most of the time I find them to be a little too compressed, a little too woofy, especially when you go down to the lower strings. You got to adjust the bass side a lot lower just to not get that weird overpowering bass. And in the neck position, the Alnico 2 sounds it has a nice bark. Almost like a stratty kind of nasally sound to it. So it's not, doing any crazy over distorted tones. It still remains real clear. And then when you mix them both together, I mean, it's still pretty nice. I find that the Alnico 2, Alnico 3 is a real nice balance of you get, for distorted tones, you get really nice distorted tones in the neck position without being too compressed and too crazy on the bass end. Warmer too. Nothing against Alnico 5. I love Alnico 5 pickups, don't get me wrong. I play almost anything, ceramic, Alnico 5. The 4, I did a magnet swap with Alnico 4, and I find the Alnico 4, I can't describe it other than to say, and I hate to use the word sterile, but it was, I don't know, it sounded like too balanced. I can't describe it. The Alnico 4 was like Alnico 2 and 3 have a honk. And there's a fire in there, right? But Alnico 4 sounded to me like hi-fi, like it sounded too, I don't know. It almost sounded like I was playing an EMG pickup. It was too balanced, and it didn't. I just didn't vibe with it. It was okay, But so my favorite swaps were the 5, Alnico 2, and Alnico 3. And I did these from ceramic, and one Alnico 5 pickup, and I did another one. So yeah, 2, 3, and then 5, a ceramic to Alnico 5. So anyway, so I've done a bunch already. You guys should try it. Experimenting with magnet swaps for sure. Um, it'll be definitely rewarding and eye opening. You could take an inexpensive pickup like this and turn it, into a killer sounding pickup. This pickup, the Wilkinson set, I don't know, 30-40 bucks for this set maybe, and then so you can change the tonal character of a pickup by just swapping the magnet. I got the magnets from Mojo Tone. If anybody's interested, just remember to to repot the pickup after you swap the magnet. It's real easy. You just unwind the tape, and you can you'll have to loosen the bottom of it. There's a bunch of different tutorials online. Real easy to do. But anyway, so the magnet, you can push the magnet out and then just slide the new one in. Make sure that you keep the same orientation, and then just repot the pickup. It's killer. I mean, it really is. So anyway, stand by one. Let me take a sip out of this coffee here. Probably why I'm talking a million miles a second, but anyway. Gotta have my Colombian. So that's that bridge. Is the let me see. Let me lower the in between position. Back to the neck. I realized what this guitar needs. This guitar needs a treble bleed. In the middle position, since you're mixing the pickups, so I guess I found a new project. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So basically that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. It wasn't an expensive undertaking at all, right? It was 50 bucks for the neck. I think I paid $17 for the tuners or something. The pickups I already had on hand. The pick guard, $5 or $6, whatever it was. I actually probably like $11 for this one, for the Torty. Then another $6 for some knobs, right? But yeah, the most important parts, right? The neck, right? Get those tuners, the neck on there, right? And seated the neck on there correctly. Got everything nice and tuned up, intonated, right? And adjusted the truss rod. Got a nice intonations, nice setup done. I set the action on this one just a hair higher than I would normally play it, because I find that I vibe with this guitar if I fight it a little bit. So, yeah. So I'm glad, right? So anyway, to kind of summarize, right? I'm kind of glad that I didn't give up on this guitar. So, because my experience was so positive with this one. If you guys have an expensive guitar laying around, an inexpensive guitar, right? If you got a cheapo guitar laying around, don't give up on it, right? Try to see if you can do something to it to make it a little more playable, right? Try swapping some pickups out. There are a lot of inexpensive choices out there. Swapping the pickups out, add some like little cosmetic goodies to it. But the most important parts, right? Just take care of the most important parts: the electronics, the pickups, your playing surface. This is critical. This you got to have the neck has got to be, you know, a neck that you can play on. It's adjustable. That'll sit on the guitar correctly. That can be intonated. A properly cut nut, right? Doesn't matter if it's plastic or tusk or what have you. And some tuners that'll stay in tune. These, they weren't expensive. They seem to stay in tune pretty good. As you can see, because I can whack this guitar pretty good, and she'll still. I can't believe this guitar plays the way it does. It really does. So anyway, yeah, don't give up. Don't give up on a cheapo guitar laying around. Go to Music Lily through Amazon. Go to check out Wilkinson pickups. Check out Roswell pickups. Check out Wilkinson pickups, Music Lily pickups, Roswell pickups. And there are a lot of inexpensive options out there. There's a company called Guitar Heads, I think. So there are a million of them on Amazon, and try some hot pickups, try some medium output pickups, try some low output pickups, magnet swaps. Do all sorts of crazy stuff, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. And you could possibly bring an instrument that's been laying in your closet or dead under the bed somewhere. Probably bring it back to life. So I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out. This guitar didn't look like this. It definitely didn't play like this. And I'm not to toot my own horn, but I'm proud of the work that I put into it. It was hard, but it was rewarding, and it was part of us musicians, and what drives our passions, right? So it was definitely a labor of love, and thanks to my cousin, I love you, man. Thanks for sending me the guitar, because if I would have given up on it, it would have just been a conversation piece on the wall, or I even considered chucking it at one point, just because every time I looked at it, I was like, what am I going to do with it, but yeah, anyway, so hope you guys are doing well. God bless you guys. Hope I didn't talk your ear off, but yeah, definitely a stunner. She's a good guitar now. So talk to you soon. Take care.